Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Welcome back to League Discussion. So by the time you watch this, I'll probably be in Italy, hopefully relaxing quite a lot. But yeah, League Discussions. I love doing them because they encourage discussion in the community, and usually healthy discussion, and that's obviously something I think the League community misses. So we're going to be doing 2 episodes of League Discussion, probably going to spread them out. This is the first one. So the 3 topics we're going to be covering today is the idea of is the time put in worth getting a rating. Second topic is how to stop being hard stuck. And then thirdly is why is the LCS seemingly to be slowing down. Okay, let's get into it. So, is the time, first one, is the time required to get certain ranks worth actually putting the time in? For example, Challenger, an incredibly hard rating to get. The vast majority of the community, even if they tried, would never get anywhere near Challenger, but is it worth even trying to put in the time? The answer is, it depends what you want to get out of the video game, in my opinion. If you are a good player, and your idea of like your time investing is, I'm not just doing this for a video game, I'm doing this to try and become my job as a career prospect, then no, I think it's completely fine. Like, the idea of becoming a pro gamer is a lot more viable now than it ever has been. It's still not mainstream. Like, you know, if you put in time to become a athletic sprinter, you probably have a better chance of doing that than currently as a League of Legends pro, because there are probably more sprinters out there than there are League of Legends pros, still to this day. It's a very, very small percentage, but it's getting more viable. The average pro salary is in the 6 figures easily now, so it's a more, you know, it's a more financially, like, okay thing to kind of think about. You know, if I have kids, I'm 24 right now, if I have kids when I'm around 30 years old, for example, by the time they're 10 to 15 years old, so we're talking 20, 25 years down the road from this point, or 20 years time down the road, being a pro gamer is probably going to be on level of, like, difficulty, on level of achieving as probably a pro athlete. So what you've got to ask yourself is, do you think when somebody is training to be a sportsman for their career, do I think they're wasting their time even if they don't make it? Well, no, because that's what they're putting their kind of, you know, eggs in the basket as such. It's kind of like an academic. When you're studying a lot, you're putting your eggs into getting high grades. What happens if you don't? You've just wasted all that time. So that's obviously on the thing that I'm saying, that if you're actually making it your career, I don't think the time is wasted. Well, what happens if you're putting a lot of time in, you're trying to achieve high rating, but you're not wanting to be a pro? That's where it just becomes down to personal enjoyment and fulfillment. You know, a lot of people out there, and you know, I've seen it, think that, you know, every higher rating person must spend hundreds of hours playing League and they don't have a life, etc. It's false. Like, yes, there's a lot of them out there that are like that. I guess, like, the best example we can give is myself, right? I really don't play much League. I never have. I have never had one season of ranked that I've had over, I think, 600 to 700 games of ranked. I've never broken 1,000 games in one season, ever. And so many people think you've got to put hundreds and thousands of hours into the game. You really don't. You can basically learn and improve just as much as somebody who is playing a lot of games versus somebody who plays little. It depends what you're putting into those games. There are people out there that have played League since Season 1 and still in Bronze and Silver because their time that they're putting into the game is nothing about improving. Nothing. They are just playing the game. Yeah, maybe they want a higher rating, but they're not actively working towards it. They're just playing the game and not improving. But if you play a couple games a day, which is very little, you can improve a whole lot. Again, the first time I ever achieved Diamond 1, I was probably averaging about 3 games a day with probably a couple days off a week. That's not much. Like, in relation to what a lot of people think you need to achieve high rating, that is very much not a lot. But it's because I was putting, in every game I was playing, I was thinking about what I was doing, I was improving, I was making notes about my mistakes. I was basically making my time as effective as possible. So, do I think the high rating, like, do I think the time is worth putting in to getting high rating? There's so many differences between how people get high rating, it's hard for me to say yes or no. Like, do I think someone who gets Diamond and they got there doing 2,000 games of SoloQ, it was worth their time? Well, to me, that's a lot of time just to get Diamond, and I would probably say they must have been doing a lot wrong to achieve Diamond, but to that person, their fulfillment of getting Diamond playing that many games may be amazing. They may feel on top of the moon getting to Diamond, and they don't care about having to play 2,000 games. So it's very dependent on the person. But as for, like, you know, when you're talking about, you know, putting so much time to get Challenger, again, it depends what you want. You know, do those people want to be pros? Do they want to be successful streamers and YouTubers? Because statistically, if you're higher rating, the more likely chance you'll succeed in the YouTubing market because you're rarer. You know, right now I'm a Diamond YouTuber, right? I've been around a long time. That's why a lot of you are, you know, watching me. I'm already a name, so I don't really need to prove myself new. Where if you're brand new, you've always got to have that competition of why will somebody watch you over other people, and the easiest way to stand out is rating. Hey, that dude's Challenger, these other YouTubers are just Diamond or Master, I'm going to watch the Challenger player. So it is worth, but it's going to become more worth as esport gets bigger. So there we go. Next topic is how to stop being hard stuck. Now this again is a very broad topic that there is so many ways of not doing it, and it varies big time, because one of the I've always found kid insults when they watch streamers and stuff, you know, even if a streamer like me is Diamond, one of the kid insults is, hey, are you hard stuck Diamond? Again, I always find that funny. I will never ever feel offended. If you try to make me feel offended for being hard stuck Diamond, good luck. I never will be, because when you're hard stuck in Diamond or above, you're being hard stuck in the top 1% of the game. That's not an insult. Like, I've always equated it to, you know, it's basically like laughing at a millionaire that he's not a billionaire. Probably doesn't care that much. Because again, me being me, I'm in Diamond 4 right now. That's still within the top 0.5% of the game. So being the whole hard stuck topic, I don't really ever see it as an insult, especially the higher rating. But the premise of hard stuck is two things. Either you have reached your skill cap and that's just your rating, or you have stopped improving for now, and you've got to do something about it. Or the third one, there is a third one, or the game is just not suiting you right now. That is definitely part of it too, in a forever changing game. So let's go through them one by one. So, one, you may have hit your cap. Is everybody has a cap in League of Legends. Majority of people's cap will still be low rating. Majority of people's cap of how high rating they could ever get would still be silver. Even if they try really hard, that's just the way that it is. Like, I truly believe that everybody has a natural skill cap, and League of Legends isn't different to other things in life. You have limits. You can break those limits if you work very hard, and that's point two. But yeah, being hard stuck could simply mean this is just as good as I am in this game, which is fine. You know, again, I usually am a Diamond 2 player. If you look at averages like Diamond 2 to Diamond 3, my top rating's been Diamond 187 LP. Right now I'm in Diamond 4. I'm lower than I should be, but I'm still fine with that. I'm still actually learning quite a bit. I'm going back into learning. I'm going back into practicing. And especially after the holiday, I'm hoping that I'll feel refreshed, because I've been definitely feeling stressed recently. And I'm hoping that's going to help me big time. Sometimes it could be that, even stress, and you're just like, there's too much going on in your life to concentrate fully in a game of League. But yeah, sometimes you just might hit your skill cap. That's number one. Number two is you are just not improving at the moment. And that could be anything. You know, my weakness is lane phase, most definitely. It's my weakest part of the game. Probably a lot of it to do with my last hitting. So it's about practicing. You know, there has been, whether this gets uploaded after or before that, I did op.gg reviews. And my big advice to people who had low CS numbers was jump into the practice tool and do wave after wave and get perfect CS. The moment you stop getting perfect CS, so you miss 1 million of that wave, restart. I'm going to do that when I get back, and I'm just going to practice farming and try to get better in that regard. Because I probably miss hundreds of gold every game by my farming. And that's a big deal. The higher rating you go, the bigger mistake that makes, and that could be the difference. Like, that little bit extra gold can get me one more item, and that one more item could be the difference between killing somebody and dying. And you could snowball off that. So that's what I'm going to do, is actually look at my mistakes internally and try to fix them. And anybody can do that. Like I've always said, do a week of solo queue that every single mistake that you make, you write down. And yeah, suck it up. Get rid of your pride. Like, a lot of people who are low rating don't think they make mistakes. Get rid of that like nonsense, because even challenger people make mistakes every game. Write down your mistakes, and then you can make a plan how to fix it, and that could stop you being hard stuck. But the third point is the game may just not suit you right now. League of Legends is a forever changing game with different champions, different items, and everybody has probably a best playstyle. What happens if the game just isn't in your playstyle? Let's, for example, say you're an AD carry player and that's your best things, and recently AD carries weren't even being played. What the hell do you do then? Well, the game just doesn't suit you, and that sucks. That is definitely something to think about if the game is suiting you. You know, last season, when I was Diamond 1, 87 LP, is when Darius, Poppy, and a couple other champions that were like my niche were overpowered, basically. Like, those champions are actually not bad at the moment, but they're not overpowered like they were last season. So the meta just suited me. Like, my champions were just so strong. There was nothing I did about that. Like, I didn't change the meta. They just got strong, and the item builds are strong. And I just excelled. I was beating everybody because I was good on those champions, and they were overpowered, so I just climbed. And the opposite goes that, you know, if the meta doesn't suit me, I struggle. You know, and that's me that has a very open champion pool and plays I'm very confident to play pretty much any champion in Diamond, and even I struggle sometimes in certain metas. So if I struggle, a lot of people will struggle because they are very niche champion pools, the average player. So that's definitely a reason also that you could be hard stuck right now. And then again, the extra topic that I briefly touched upon, your environment. You're like, are you stressed? Are you overthinking? Should you even be playing a league right now? Do you have work to do that is in the back of your mind? That also could be definitely something that you could think about a little bit. But that's it. That's the idea of being hard stuck, is those three things. There is some more. You can probably leave them in the comments if you think there's anything more to it. I'm sure other people would definitely be interested to know. And then finally is, why is LCS slowing down? And we are talking about a little bit of viewership numbers here. And you know, I personally think it's because the player base has grown with esports. And I don't think they've had a big recent intake of new viewers. So when esports was very popular, like 3 to 5 years ago, well, 3 to 5 years ago, when your average League of Legends player who watches LCS is probably about 18, 3 to 5 years is a big deal. 3 to 5 years is the difference between that person being in school and having a lot of spare time, and that person now being an adult with a full-time job, or that person being in college and way too busy to watch LCS. That's a big time jump in this kind of bracket of video game, where I don't think there's been any influx of new viewers. Like, sure, there'll be some, and there'll be a slow trickle, but nothing compared to when LCS was brand new, when everybody was like, oh my god, what's this? Like, they're making a professional league? Yeah, there's definitely, I think, been a change there, and what they need to do, in my opinion, to get those view numbers up is either make the scheduling better for people that do work, which I don't really know how. I'd say, I've said it before, have it inbuilt into the client, which I don't know why they don't do that, and have rewards based on watching. Hey, you watched 2 games of LCS last night, have a chest on us. Have even a little betting system in the client that you just click which team's going to win. Vote now. If you win your vote and you were right, hey, have a hex tech key or have a key fragment. Doesn't cost Riot any money, but it kind of gets the interaction levels higher. But then also I think they need to kind of give reasons for people to watch. Right now, the only reason to watch LCS is if you support one of the teams, because LCS isn't educational, because the commentators are just simply commentating. You may pick up the occasional thing, but not really. To the average new player, they'll have no idea what's going on. So you need something for like newer players to watch, a reason why. Whether I've said in the past, whether that is a brand new stream, that is a beginner-friendly stream, and they are purposely kind of talking people through what's going on. Maybe they even pause the game every now and then and fully explain what's happening. Or, which they have been doing a little bit, in between of the games, doing more segments about teaching people what's happened in the games they're watching. Something like that. And again, the incentives to watch should be there. Influx of new players need to be, because I think, again, my main reasoning is, well, and then finally why I think it's just becoming a little bit repetitive. When you're watching kind of the same thing for the past few years and the same teams are doing well every now, like, to me, I think it's just a bit too repetitive for some people, and they just kind of grow out of it. Again, it's the difference between, a 14-year-old who's going to be home on a Friday night is going to be like, oh, LCS. Take that 4 years later, an 18-year-old, is that person going to choose to stay home on a Friday night, or are they going to go out? They're probably going to go out. That's the thing. So that's just my 2 cents about it. You may have other opinions. If you do, throw them in the comment section. Leave your opinion. I'm sure everybody's interested to know. So if you guys did enjoy, throw a like on it. Leave all your replies. I'll be looking through them. I may heart a couple. I may reply to a couple. But that's going to be it. Like, subscribe. See you guys next time. See ya.